Hello and welcome everybody to another Powered Cube Draft video. I'm Paul Cheon, and today we are still sitting in Diamond rank, but we are doing pretty well and getting one step closer to getting to Mythic. Now, before we hop into this draft, I did have a quick announcement to make. Normally, I make a lot of videos for the early access event, but through some poor planning of my own and also just kind of some family decisions, I will not actually be able to fully participate in the early access event, which is going to be on April 15th. I will actually be taking my dad to the Dodgers game for Jackie Robinson Day. They give out jerseys. I got tickets from my good friend Rick to get kind of the season ticket seats. So it's going to be, that's kind of a late birthday gift for my dad. And so I'm taking him there. So I actually will not be able to participate because I'm driving from Vegas over to Los Angeles to be able to take him to that game. So I will not be able to do the early access event. You better believe when the set comes out, though, I'll be playing a whole heck of a lot. So just letting you all know, there will not be too much early access content. I might try to record some videos at my dad's house and then edit them on the way back on my laptop, something along those lines. I'll see what I can do, but just right now, I'm not necessarily banking on the fact that I'll have those videos, which is really unfortunate because, of course, all of you are, of course, very looking forward to the next set, and I won't have those videos out right away. But you know what? Like I said, when the set comes out, I'll be ready to move all into that, and hopefully I won't fall a little bit too far behind. I'll definitely be watching, Newmont and all those other people draft to get a sense for the format before the actual release date. All right, now before this draft starts, did want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Check out TCGplayer.com if you wanted to pre-order some booster boxes of Strixhaven or you wanted some singles for your constructed decks. Make sure you go to TCGplayer.com and hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also go to HeavyPlay.com for premium Match the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you need top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and much, much more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Alrighty, we've been doing quite well recently. The last one we got, it was a little speculative. Let's see, what can we do here? Okay, what can we do here? We got Elspeth Stormslayer. You know how much I love this card. I think it's possibly the best Planeswalker in the set, or one of the best. In fact, it's honestly probably better than Teferi Time Raveler. There's a bunch of great cards here. I mean, this is like the blue-white control in a pack. Sage of the Skies, Elspeth, Fractured Identity, and Teferi Time Raveler. There's also an Entomb. There's a Life Death in the pack. I'm feeling a little bit spicy, okay? I don't do this very often, but we're doing it just to try something else. We've been drafting a lot of these white aggressive decks. If I were playing for keeps, what would I take? It would probably be Elspeth Stormslayer. I think that's probably what I take here if I just wanted to win. Possibly Sage of the Skies, one of those two cards. But let's go ahead and take Entomb and look to find something to reanimate here. Well, there's a Gristlebrand. I mean, look, if I'm going to first pick Entomb, I mean, the Gristlebrand is exactly the type of card I'm looking for. I'm looking for Gristlebrand, Atraxa, Archon of Cruelty, cards of that nature. Had I taken the Elspeth, there's actually not a great follow-up here. What am I going to do? Second pick like in Sunblessed Healer? Could just speculate on what's powerful. And if I wanted to do that, I mean, I can certainly take Delighted Halfling, Nadu, or Dak Faden as options. Those are all completely fine. But given our start of Entomb, I think Gristlebrand certainly just makes a lot of sense. Of course, going to be on the lookout here for reanimation spells. Yeah. Here's a bunch of good Boros cards here. Detective's Phoenix, Figure of Destiny, Flicker Wisp, and Lightning Helix. But for us, I'm going to take Bitter Triumph. This is another nice way to discard the reanimation cards that you might draw in your hand. I do like Duress a lot in these types of decks, but Bitter Triumph is just excellent because it acts as interaction plus a discard outlet to some of your reanimation cards. So let's go ahead and take the Bitter Triumph here and move on. Pack 1, pick 4. What do we have? Right now, we're kind of doing the mono black thing. Usually with Reanimator, you end up drafting Rakdos or Grixis of some kind. There's a bunch of these random green cards, noting that the Bristly Bill would have been pretty cool, or Sentinel of the Nameless City with the Nadu that we saw. There is a Chandra, which is a decent value-y card. And there's also something like an Evora, which is another way to discard these type of big creatures, but also putting pressure on your opponent. And it also gives us outs to just be like a Rakdos mid-range strategy and not have to play the Entomb and Gristlebrand. So I think I'm going to take the Evora. I do like him to Turok a decent amount if I wanted to do some weird mono black thing. But I think what's really, really important when you try to draft these decks is to make sure that you have enough ways to discard the big things that you might draw. All right, I don't know why my cards are doing this. I'm going to take out, I think Shadows. Somebody says Shadows might be turned on. Let's see if I can turn that off. Well, whoever made that play on Shadows, shout out to you, because it worked. All right, Kroxa Titan of Death's Hunger. You know, actually, Loris is really interesting, although we'd have to give up the reanimation angle. There's also Sin, Spear's Punishment, which is a fine reanimation card, right? When it enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. So if you're doing some rummaging and stuff, you can get some value off of the Sin here as well. So two directions, I think, Sin versus Loris. And I mean, I'm sure, you know, Loris is fine, but I want to do the reanimation thing here. So let's take the Sin. Reanimation / cheat creatures into play, right? Here, pack 1, pick 6. Pretty mediocre pack here. I will take Zayator's Proving Ground. Just a black-red duel to search for if I need. Feels like it would be nice. And if I wasn't, I mean, what do I even take? Like, if I was Rakdos mid-range, there's like nothing here for me anyways. There's a Serra Paragon. If I was doing the Luris thing, I'd probably still take the Zayator's Proving Ground. So yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Noting that I'm not seeing any reanimation spells. So I don't know if that's an indication that Reanimator is not open. Green certainly is very open. There's like, you know, you have the Titania, Badger Molkov, Ouroboros, but I just don't think that's where I want to end up when I'm drafting the strategy. So I'm just going to take a good efficient removal spell here in the Flame Slash. If I had Loris, I'd probably take Badger Molkov or Pyrite Spellbomb, but Flame Slash is nice and efficient. Let's go ahead and take that. Moving on to pack 1, pick 8. By the way, Life Death is in the next pack. So if that's not in the pack, we're going to be in some trouble. And we're going to have to maybe do some pivoting here and end up in just like a straight Rakdos deck or something along those lines. There's a Mystical Tutor, which I can use to maybe search up and Entomb. But right now, it's just like there's no indication that I should be blue. I'm just going to take Tursa as something that I can play as a Rummage outlet that can be like a reanimation effect if I get the Life Death. Now, the Life Death did not table. Generally speaking, you do not want to be fighting other people for reanimation cards. I just feel like there's just enough to support like one player. So I think right now is a good point for us to try to shift gears. And I'm going to take Caustic Bronco here over the Blazemire Verge. This is a really good mana fixer, but I've already given up on 3 spells. So I'm going to be lacking in spells. So I think it's really important that I just get enough good playable cards. And if I do end up in a Rakdos mid-range deck, Caustic Bronco is excellent. Now, of course, if I end up in Reanimator, I'm not going to play the Caustic Bronco, but given that the Life Death didn't table and I haven't seen any other Reanimator cards, I want to be able to give myself the ability to pivot into Rakdos mid-range if possible. Here, there is a Moon Shadow. Whenever one or more permanent cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere. You know, honestly, if I'm like Rakdos somewhat aggro, this seems like a totally fine card, especially with like blood tokens and stuff too. So let's go ahead and take that. Pack 1, pick 11. There's Detectives Phoenix versus Concealing Curtains. You know how I feel about Concealing Curtains. I just think it's close to unplayable. I think it's much worse than most people do. Let's just put it that way. Let's take Detectives Phoenix. And yeah, I mean, look, you can't blame me for, I tried, right? I tried. Now I could have taken the Luris here too or whatever, but I tried and it didn't work. And now we're just going to be like full on Rakdos mid-range. And that's still, I think, an okay place to be. We could even possibly be Jund here as we have 2 green lands. But for the time being, I am not really looking into being the Reanimator deck here, unless, of course, I just end up getting like Animate Deads and Necromancies and all that stuff. Because I do have a couple of good discard outlets. I have 3 already, and the Entomb, so it's still on the table, but I still have outs. I mean, I have 8 fine cards for just like a normal Rakdos mid-range deck. I actually got destroyed by this Legend of Yangchen before. All right, well, we opened a Mox Pearl. I'm going to be happy about that. Oh, this pack is awesome, by the way. I mean, I was going to take the Mox Pearl no matter what, but there's a Broadside Bombardiers and a Lightning Bolt in this pack, and those are also premium cards for this deck. And honestly, in Rakdos midrange, the library is also going to be fine because I'm going to have a lot of good cheap spells. So just like 3 cards that I don't think there's a shot any of them table. Granted, red seemed somewhat open, but I just don't think anybody passes Lightning Bolt or Bombardiers. So, yeah, let's just take the we'll still just take the Mox Pearl here, and we won't be very sad. We won't be that sad about it, okay? Mox Pearl is still great, of course. Pack 2, pick 2. There is a Super Shredder, Nia, Fear of Missing Out. Hey, okay. As much as I want to take the Raucous Theater, again, I don't know about my playable count, and I was really impressed by this card when I played it previously. And this is looking like the type of deck where Super Shredder is really going to shine. So I'm going to take it, and probably, honestly, I might table the Raucous Theater, but I also think there's a decent shot I table either Nia or Fear of Missing Out. But I'm going to take Super Shredder here. This thing is a house. It just beats down. All right, pack 2, pick 3. Don't really care about Razorlash Transmogrant. I don't really care that much about Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. I do really love Pyrokinesis, though, so I think I'm going to take that here. Noting that it is an expensive card for Caustic Bronco, but it's an excellent piece of interaction, and I have plenty of red cards here for this deck, so let's go ahead and take that over Sephiroth. Moving on to pack 2, pick 4, there is a Mana Vault in this pack. Is this a good Mana Vault deck? Not really. Am I still supposed to take it? I think so. There's just nothing else for me, right? There's like a Plateau. There's a Mishra's Bauble, I suppose. I think we take the Mana Vault, and then, I mean, maybe we end up with a couple of expensive cards in our deck, and if we do, then we'll be happy that we have the Mana Vault. But I will say it's not like 100% that we will play the Mana Vault if our curve ends up being very, very low. I mean, we're probably playing it. All right, pack 2, pick 5. Whew. I mean, I love this pack in general. Like Ragavan, Liliana of the Veil, Fatal Push, and Magda. This is just like Rakdos mid-range decks, just happy place, just good interaction, good threats. But of course, I will take the Ragavan. All right, Reanimator Dream. I don't think I believe in the Forsaken Miner. Like, sure, I have ways to commit crimes, but I just don't think I just full stop just don't think the card's good enough. Here, there's a Grim Lavamancer, but I actually don't think I like it in a deck that already has Detective Phoenix and Kroxa. I don't really love Tenacious Underdog either, though. I just don't think this card's very good. So I'm going to just speculate on Stomping Ground, because now we have 3 green sources, and if we get something excellent to splash, I could consider it. Now, noting that there is something like a Grist in this pack, which is a good card to splash, but I don't need to go for that splash, given the fact that there's a Deep Cavern Bat, which is also just an excellent interactive creature for this type of deck. Pack 2, pick 8. I don't really have the setup here to splash for a Kaito. I don't really like Embereth Shieldbreaker is a weird one. I think this is a great best of 3 card, but not really a best of 1 card in general. I guess I'll take the Bankbuster if I feel like I need a card that, you know, gives me a little bit more value in the late game. By the way, was this the pack that had like both of the red drops? No, this is the pack that had Broadside Bombardiers and Lightning Bolt. All right, I guess I'll take Midnight Reaper. I'll try it out. Seems okay. I mean, I don't love it. All right, well, this is the pack that basically nothing tabled. I suppose I'll try the Magnetic Hellkite just to have as a 4-mana threat. These are all cards that I might play if I have to. Same thing with the Sephiroth. Here I'll take Boomy Unleashed on the potential splash. Wow, Abandoned Air Temple this late? Criminal. I don't know what I'm going to take here. I don't know, I guess the Air Temple, but probably not going to splash that and not going to play the Grim Lavamancer. So it does look like, you know, this is kind of contested, I will say. Here we have Galvanic Discharge, Goblin Bombardment, and Generous Plunderer. Bunch of good blue cards, Time Twister, etc. I think I'm just in the market for more good cheap threats. So I'm going to take Plunderer over these removal effects just to have more 2-mana creatures that I can play to curve out. Oh, wow, this pack is nuts. There is Emperor of Bones, Thoughtseize, Fiery Confluence, and Lelia. I actually don't know what to take there. As much as I like Fiery Confluence, I think I'm going to favor threats here over these 2 cards because that's just what looks like my deck's trying to do. So Emperor Bones, it's between Emperor Bones and Lelia. I think we're going to table something too, like a K command. I'm going to take Lelia. I just love Lelia in general. Just a really good value card. Blood Crypt is fantastic, but I'm going to take Dismember. Just absolute premium removal. Look at all this blue card, all these blue cards, by the way. Hull Breacher, Remand, etc. But based on what I've seen here, I'm just not going to have enough playables, most likely. And so for that reason, I just need to take playables over good mana fixing. So let's take, and Dismember is not just good mana fixing, it is excellent mana fixing. Here, I think is where I can maybe, like, I don't want to take Red and 6, but I think Evolve Sleeper is kind of mediocre. I can take Marsh Flats now, and I have the Zayatora's Proving Ground, so that definitely helps shore up our mana base a lot, right? All right, moving on to pack 3, pick 5, there is a Blackcleave Cliffs, Glorybringer, Suplex, and Dragon's Rage Channeler. Not really caring about the Fabled Passage, as the Cliffs is way, way better. I don't think these cards are, I think these are all like replacement level cards, so I will take the Blackcleave Cliffs there. There are some cards where I feel like, oh, those are just too good, but I think a lot of those threats were just like decent and not insane. 10 cards here. I guess I'll take Burst Lightning here. I don't need a second tap land here, and Burst Lightning is a totally fine removal spell. All right, here we will take a Troll of Khazad-dûm. It does get us a Zayatora's Proving Ground, and I don't really need these blue-black duels. All right, we're just going to start taking more, again, spells. Overlord of the Boiler Bilge. Wow, how many Rakdos gamers are there? We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I am happy with my decision to like take a bunch of creatures over spells, but perhaps I should have taken a creature over the Blackcleave Cliffs. We'll see where this goes. This pack has nothing that I want. Guess I'll take the landscape. 3, 4, 5. We have 17 playables, by the way. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in our sideboard, but yeah, 17 playables. And now I can't take these lands. I got to take the K command, which is going to just be a really, really solid card in this deck. And we're going to have to make some of these sideboard cards work. Oh, the Blood Crypt tabled? Oh my gosh. Well, now I'm really regretting my decision to take the Blackcleave. I mean, that's so it's just like we lost out on the one playable card. And the issue here was mostly because we like moved into kind of the Reanimator shell. So we just ended up with like a bunch of cards that we ultimately can't play. I don't think the Boomy on the Splash is necessary. Like it's an option obviously, but all right, I guess I can play the Evolved Sleeper, sure. I mean, this doesn't really feel like a Mana Vault deck. Like I said, Grim Lavamancer looks kind of mediocre here. Oh, Glorybringer I love. Three, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Got to add 2 more cards there out of the sideboard. Yeah. So, I mean, we try to do the Reanimator thing. It didn't work out, and this is kind of what we're left with here. Noting that right now the deck's just trying to give us more mana sources, but this gives us 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red sources, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black sources. Okay, so 10 black and 10 red, so perfect mana. Our creature count's looking pretty good. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess Kroxa doesn't count. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 plus the Kroxa and the Troll if we need, and then the Reckoner Bankbuster. As far as our interaction, we have Boiler Bilges, Glorybringer, Dismember, Flame Slash, Burst Lightning, K Command, and Pyrokinesis. So this is just kind of exactly how you would want a Rakdos mid-range deck to play out. Will note, we are playing a little bit with fire. Okay? I got a Caustic Bronco with a Pyrokinesis and a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Oh, and an Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I think the best way to build this deck is like just like as aggressive as I possibly can. So probably just cut the Reckoner Bankbuster. Look, I don't love Forsaken Miner. If there's a deck where it can be okay, it's going to be this deck, right? Let's cut the Kroxa and play the Grim Lavamancer instead. Gives us just like a ton of cheap plays here as well. And Magmatic Hellkite as well. So 4, 10, 15, 16, 17 mana sources. Really good mana curve. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges is a 4 mana spell. And again, kind of leaning on the more aggressive side of the spectrum here. But you know, look, we're just trying to make the best of a tricky draft given our start. And I think this can win some matches. Now, Again, the Mana Vault here, I just don't think it does enough. Oftentimes, it's just, this is a very powerful card, but I don't think it should go in every deck. I don't think there's enough upside here to play this card in this deck, so I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to play it here. This is like a curve-out Rakdos beatdown deck. All right, let's give this a whirl. I'm not sure how it'll do. All right, now before round one starts, I wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to join a wonderful group of folks also looking to up their limited game. If you want to take your game to the next level and join an awesome group of folks, check it out. All right, gonna keep this hand, noting I don't get to play a one-drop because I did draw the tap land, but if this was an extra red source, I wouldn't have been able to play these cards either, right? So, you give and you take. All right, we'll go Super Shredder. If they use the map, the Super Shredder grows, which is great. Look at that. They're like, oh, I gotta kill that Super Shredder ASAP. All right, Preordain on the Spyglass Siren, sure. And we drew a Flame Slash. I can go Tersa Light Shatter. I don't know what the second card I want to discard is, though. I think I will play the Tersa, though. Discard Forsaken Miner, and I really like the Overlord here, I think. As just like I mean, I like anything that's like a 2-for-1. I guess I'll keep the Bitter Triumph. Well, no. I'll keep the Flame Slash, because then I can Flame Slash and get back the Forsaken Miner. This is only bad if they play like Kaito, I guess. But I can still kill Kaito with Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. Okay, that's a Barrowgoyf and a Mist Land. All right, so we have several things that we can consider here. Flame Slash makes the most sense. Kill the Barrowgoyf and get back Forsaken Miner. Oh my gosh, did they have a free counter? Force of Negation. Whew. I can still get it back. The question is whether or not I want to use like a K command here or something. Because the miner doesn't do anything. I guess I'll decline. Do I want to get anything back? This is equal to all graveyards. I guess it would be very annoying if they killed the... Oh! Nice. Okay. Clamp on Barrowgoyf, sure. Okay, so I can go... Artifact, 2 damage. That is a 3/4 though? That's not great. I guess I have to block. Okay, that was not as good as I would have hoped. Emperor of Bones. Wait, second main phase? Okay. So this gets really interesting, because I have to kill the Barrowgoyf, but then they can Emperor of Bones something back. Which is obviously kind of annoying. But let's go ahead and get a Swamp here. Oh, I can't, because... Oh, wait. Yeah, I can't get the... This is I am playing so badly right now. I am playing so poorly right now. I fetched the land, so the Barrowgoyf is just the 4/5 now, and I can't kill it. That was obscenely bad. I guess we have to kill this. Yeah, that's my bad. This is my first video in like 3 days, and like clearly the rust is showing right now. I mean, I have no one to blame but myself there. Like, I am playing, like, garbage tier. I mean, I did not expect that Force of Negation, but, like, sacrificing the land, there's just no excuse. If you Kaito here, that's so bad. Fallen Shinobi is good, though. Yeah. Detect this Phoenix and Burst Lightning? Sure. So 2 to my face, and a 2/2 flyer. Wait, they don't want to play the Detect this Phoenix? Alright, well, we're dead. Alright. Well, look. It's not a draft without me losing my first round, so it is what it is. Also, I just cannot play this card. This card, it is a joke. I'll just play the Bankbuster instead. Yeah. It just does not do nearly enough. Like, unless my opponent's on control and has, like, no blockers or whatever. But, yeah. Like, a lot of their new additions have been very, very bad. I get that they're trying things, but, man, this whole, like, mono-black aggro cards thing, I don't think it got there. And now I'm going to lose to it, of course, because they went... Never mind, that's a Black Lotus turn 1. Okay. Robber of the Rich. Currency Converter. Why did... Okay. They hit a land. It's a Grim Lavamancer. They hit a Moon Shadow. They can play the Moon Shadow. Let's play Evora. God, this is so bad. I guess I just have to take this one. Okay. That's really good. Whenever one or more permanent cards are put into a graveyard from anywhere... So I think I need to kill the Moon Shadow first. So they're stomping that. Sure. Alright, well, let's kill this in response. And then, technically I could kill this in response too, but I think I'm okay with them playing a Bone Crusher Giant. I think I'd rather just kill the Robber of the Rich here. Just don't want any more of those shenanigans to be happening. And then we can just, like, pitch Detective's Phoenix next turn or whatever. Alright. Alright, well, I think we at least, like, kind of stabilized, right? So they're going to Oliphant, which works really well with the Currency Converter. They're going to be able to make a 2/2. We're going to rummage away a Detective's Phoenix. That's a land. That is a Mox Pearl. That is super interesting. Let's play the Mox Pearl. I don't think I want to Tursa. I think I'm just going to Lelia here. See if I can hit something that I can play. Attack. What does this say? Whenever one or more cards are put into your exile from your library. From my library, okay. Boom. Play this. We got the card instantly, and then we can still Grim Lavamancer here if we need to. Oh, they're just rummaging. Okay. Or looting, rather. Oh! They're a Reanimator deck. Wait. What the heck? There's a Robber of the Rich in their deck, too, with Atraxa? What's happening? Okay, that's a Chandra. That's gonna kill Lelia, most likely. Alright. Now we can just go ahead and kill off the Chandra. That is a land that I can use to thin out my deck, which gives me a little bit more food for the Grim Lavamancer. Alternatively, I can just play like Tersa Lightshatter, but I mean, obviously this is just like a much bigger thing to play. Let's do this now so that I still have access to the 2 damage on the Grim Lavamancer if I need. Noting that this swamp I want to keep in my hand for the Tersa Lightshatter. They're going to put Atraxa into the graveyard. Let's see what they do. 3 cards in hand. Do they have a reanimation spell? Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay. So they do have a reanimation spell and they're clearing the way. So Tersa down. They're going to be able to get the Atraxa in play. Now it is a 7/7. I'm going to just take the 2 damage here if they attack me. Because I need to be able to kill the Atraxa. Whoa. What do they have? Maybe like an instant speed way to get the Atraxa back? I don't know. Do I want to attack and exert? I don't think so. Let's just attack. Okay, we're at 7. And we'll pass. Alright, they get a 2/2. Oh, they're looting, sure. Woodfall Primus. The thing is, at least Reanimate and Animate Dead don't... Reanimate and Life Death don't work. That is a Bone Crusher Giant. 2 cards in hand. Gonna take it. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. So now I get to attack with the Glorybringer. Let's exert. Becomes a target of a spell, okay. Let's kill Bone Crusher Giant. Three, okay. And then let's cast with Impending. Oh. Wow. Alright, well, we beat a Black Lotus start. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to pull that off. Shout out to Grim Lavamancer pulling its weight there. Getting it done. 1-1. Alright, opponent on the play here. We have 2 lands. Deep Cavern Bat, Caustic Bronco, Phoenix, Hellkite, Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. A Mox would be awesome off the top. Mox into turn 1. Bat or Bronco? I don't know. I guess a lot of it will depend on the second color they play. Polluted Delta. I lean towards playing the Bat a little more. Let's see what they play, though. Oh, Overlord of the Bilmerk. Okay. Atraxa? Okay. Do they want the Atraxa? They chose not to get the Atraxa. Okay. So definitely need to Deep Cavern Bat the opponent right now. And they don't actually have a way to reanimate anything just yet. So this is actually interesting. So, I mean, they have plenty of big things. There's a One Ring and Baleful Strix. Now, the One Ring is a more powerful card, but the Baleful Strix is something that can find them something immediately. I think I'm going to take Baleful Strix here, actually. And just hope that I can, like, play enough things and deal enough damage where I can kill them before, you know, they get the One Ring going. So they can probably play the One Ring next turn. I guess I'll play the Bronco in Ragavan. Okay, so there comes the One Ring. When this deals combat. So I can't deal combat damage, but I can still saddle up the Caustic Bronco here. So I will choose to do that. I won't play the land yet. So saddle, do this. It's a saddle 3, right? Okay, attack. Okay, just the Blood Crypt. And now I gotta figure out my best option. I can just target the Gloom Lake Verge here with the Magmatic Hellkite. All right. One ring active. I mean, at this point, they probably, like, they've drawn 3 cards off of the one ring, so they probably have a way to reanimate that Atraxa, and if they do, then we're obviously in some amount of trouble here. Okay. I mean, technically, they haven't played anything. Mana Leak on Tursa Light Shatter. Okay. Let's attack. Right there at 8. I hit him to Turok? I mean, I guess? We got 2 lands. Okay. Alright, they're at 6 life. Can we beat the Atraxa? I mean, remember, this one ring is going to deal 3 damage to them next turn. They're at 6. Boiler Bilges can also go 4 to the face. So that would put them at lethal, unless they can haste in the Atraxa somehow. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Overlord of the Belmerk, I suppose, has been turned on. Let's dismember the Overlord. And then I think just attack with everything. I mean, Overlord of the Boiler Bill just goes 4 to the face, right? So. Okay. Okay. Ragavan trigger as well. That's a recurring nightmare, which I guess I can play for Deep Cavern Bat shenanigans. I don't know why they said good game. I don't quite have them dead yet. Oh no, well, they have no way around the one ring. Okay, well there you go. Well, certainly they had a lot of power, and again, this is sometimes the issue when you do draft these combo decks. Sometimes your opponent puts just enough pressure on you where you just can't assemble the combo or get, you know what I mean? And that's it. That's basically it. Now, they did have Ponder and the One Ring and Baleful Strix, but I guess they also just got a little bit unlucky there. All right, opponent on the play here, rank 201 player. Look at us getting paired up against the boss. Leading with Mountain, we have Grim Lavamancer turn 1. We have a Pyrokinesis if they're doing some aggro shenanigans. They're blue-red. Ravenous Robots, okay. Mox Opal, okay. Fair enough. I suppose I need to kill this to shut off the Mox Opal. Ooh. Let's do Tursa. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I 2-for-1 myself, but I mean, the robots can, of course, get out of hand. I could have waited a little bit longer, but, you know, I think there is value in also shutting off the Mox Opal there. Alright, 2 artifacts in play for the opponent now. Let's go ahead and get the Triome. Or whatever, the Proving Ground. And now they have Astrologian's Planisphere. I can certainly kill this if I wanted to, but I think I'm just going to play Lelia. Attack. Hit a Mox? No. Alright, hit a Dismember. Which I cannot play. And now we're kind of, like, if they kill the Lelia, we're out of action, but that was the nature of our hand. Retrofitter Foundry plus the Mox Opal. That is, of course, very, very strong. Long term, it's just not going to be something I'm going to be able to beat very easily. Oh, wow. They're getting very... Whoa! What? Okay. Okay. Let's attack with Lelia. Hit a land. They are all in the here. Fair enough. Play a land. Which cards do I want to kill? I'm at 14. I mean, I certainly want to kill the gut. I just don't know which one of these two cards I want to kill. I'll kill the 4/1 Menace. Oh! Oh, I didn't realize it was from the graveyard as well. Okay, so I could have gotten in for 1 extra point of damage. Yep. Okay. I thought it was just from my library. Let's attack. I don't think they have a spell to play, because they would have played it already if they did. Alright, 7 damage. Play a land. We're going to hard cast Troll of Khazad-dûm. Is this Lelia going to go all the way? Yeah, that's why I take it, right? It's one of those, like removal checks, right? It's like, if you don't kill this thing and it attacks a couple turns, like, the cards you get by itself is good enough. So, 3-1. We had a very shaky start. I mean, that was about as poorly as it could have gone with the Barrogoyf. I'm going to have nightmares over that Barrogoyf. But we've recovered since then. Going to lead things off here with the Proving Ground. I do have a couple of 1-mana removal effects, but being able to just go tap land into Bronco seems really nice. Thundering Falls is a turn 1 play from the opponent. Let's go Bronco. Again, one of those, like, please don't kill the Bronco, right? If they kill the Bronco, I'm in a lot of trouble. Robber of the Rich is totally fine. All right. Let's attack first, see what it reveals. I take 6. Oh, man. All right. Look, that is the cost of doing business with the Caustic Bronco, okay? If you can't handle those swings, the Bronco is not for you. Which is why you want to lean into a much more aggressive shell, right? With a card like this. All right. What do I want to do now? Lots of options. I think I'm just going to be mana efficient here. Let's kill the Phoenix. Attack. All right. It was just the Ragavan. We're okay. Just the Ragavan. We're okay. And getting the Impending on this going is pretty nice too. And I just have, like, more removal for any other creatures that they might play. Look at that. They just scooped. I mean, how are you in Izzet deck and have, like, no ways to kill my things? That's pretty unfortunate. But I'm not complaining. We played a Bronco and we won the game. 4-1. All right. Look at this. I can't, you know. I got a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a K command. That's as good as it gets. Is it insane? No. But look, if our opponent fumbles, like if our opponent just, like, decides to do nothing, we got moves. Duress, okay, K command gone. Attack for 1. You want to attack first. Like, if I play this and attack and then they Pyrokinesis me, I'll be very sad. I mean, I'm going to be sad anyways off of a Pyrokinesis, but at least, like, you know, I take less. I get to deal 1 extra point of damage. Now I'll play Midnight Reaper. Yep, they got the Pyrokinesis. No, just the Seer? Okay, sure. Alright, we will see how good this Midnight Reaper will end up playing out. Oracle of the Alpha? Sure. It's a cool card. Always respect somebody who plays that card. Let's play Tursa. I'm going to just pitch both of these swamps. Okay, we drew a Mox Pearl. Is this off of any permanent? Whenever 1 or more permanent cards are put into your graveyard. So let's do this. Let's land cycle. Oh, this swamp cycles. Sure. And then we'll get the Proving Ground. Let's attack. To be fair, this is like a lot of damage coming in. A lot of damage. And I will play the Proving Ground. Like, I just have, like, a bunch of double red spells I can draw. Like, if I don't play this and draw Glorybringer off the top, I'll be extremely sad, you know what I mean? Vampiric Tutor? Uh-oh. Okay, so that's going to get them a Time Walk. Yep, sure. That's going to get them a Time Walk so they can attack me and then play Time Walk. And then the question is, what are they going to do after that, right? Do they even have a land drop to hit, for example? They did. Okay. So now this is the big turn, right? Like, we knew that was going to happen. We're all in. What can they do with the 3 cards in their hand, an Oracle of the Alpha, and that loot tree? I don't think they're... Okay, if they attack, that's an indication that they are going to Time Walk me again. Most likely. Maybe Snapcaster Mage. I would hate for that to be the case. Oh, never mind. They actually just have the card Time Walk in their deck. What is happening? Is this still just on their turn? Oh my gosh, they Wheel of Fortune after casting 2 Time Walks. Oh me, oh my. Whatever, let's kill the Oracle of the Alpha, I guess. I don't know. Alright, well they have 10 mana next turn, possibly. Let's... You know, after the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what they find. 6 cards in my graveyard. 1 more would turn on the Tersa Light Shatter. I have a Dismember, which I can use on this little otter token. Oh my gosh. They can get back Time Walk off the talent. Oh man, this is so awesome. I mean, not for me, but for them. And then if they can play like another good threat here off the Lotus with that Time Walk turn, obviously that's going to be great. Now, if there was a world where they could have found a window to get the loot tree in their hand, that would also be very strong. Okay, here's a Time Walk. Nothing off the Lotus. Like, if it's a big creature, they probably just play it if they wanted to attack again, but, I mean, they could also hold back on it. The thing is, they didn't do anything the turn before, right? Alright, my opponent has cast 3 Time Walks. This is where you sit down and you see a Midnight Reaper on your side of the battlefield and you go, what did I do? Why did I make these decisions? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. Alright, Time Twister has been cast. Did they find another Time Walk? They have 2 in their deck. So it's not crazy for them to just draw 1, naturally. Right? As 2 has been shuffled back in. Okay. So this is the 4th turn that they've taken. You know, well, we're fine. Let's just play it out. What can happen? Oh, wait. Did they cast Time... I actually think I might just be dead this turn. This is amazing. This is a truly stylish way to lose. Those draw 7s went a really, really long way too. Alright, and they got a Time Walk in the bank. Alright, you know what? I'm okay with that loss. That's just Q, baby. That happens. We don't have that much disruption, right? I can't stop time... Look, I can't stop the broken stuff, right? It's just, can I kill you fast enough before you find your broken stuff? Alright, opponent on the play here. We have a 2-drop and a 3-drop and a Pyrokinesis. Going against rank 167. Turn 1 Ignoble Hierarch. Sure. Okay. Play Marsh Flats. Go get a black-red land. I'm not going to Pyrokinesis the Hierarch. Hopefully they play a second thing for me to kill. What if they just go like Elf? That would be wonderful. Utopia Sprawl. I can't stop that. I wonder if they're mono green. Probably not, but we'll see. Okay, so they're Gruul. Malevolent Rumble. Okay. Alright, their deck looks nice, just like green value. They got a Springheart Nantuko, which they could theoretically play this turn if they wanted to. I'm gonna try to kill the Springheart Nantuko. I mean, we'll see what they do next turn. But get the Proving Ground. Oh, that is a Dismember. I'm just going to go Plunderer for now. One, two, three, four. Exile Detectives Phoenix. All right. They still have a Springheart Nantuko, of course. Do I want to give them a treasure? I mean, I kind of want to give myself a treasure. Sure. Oh, Deep Cavern Bat's interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. They have 3 cards in hand. Okay, what you got? Woodfall Primus and Pentad Prism. We will take the Woodfall Primus. I will kill the Nantuko. And then attack. Alright, I mean, we've exhausted their resources. Obviously, we can't stop any good top decks. You know, that is... It is what it is. Pentad Prism in play, okay. Your go? Alright, I will go. Let's just cast it. 4 to the face. They got a top deck. What do they got? 1 card off the top. Boom! Pyrokinesis for the win there. Whew, that was great. They had a lot of ramp. We took the one big thing out of their hand, and they couldn't find a way to kill my Deep Cavern Bat. So 5-2, let's keep it going. All right, immediately got paired up. Okay, we're speedrunning this, win or lose. All right, opponent on the play here. I am certainly keeping this hand. 3 lands, Deep Cavern Bat, Caustic Bronco, Troll, and Magmatic Kelkite. You know, be good off the top again? A Mox. But if I don't have a Mox, then, you know, Deep Cavern Bat into Bronco. A very standard power level hand, if you will. All right, turn 1 starting town. We did find Flame Slash. Let's just lead with basic land here. Like, starting town could be an indication that they're aggressive, then I don't want to just, like, play this untapped and cycle or whatever. We'll figure out where this goes. And I can just go get a basic swamp here off of the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Grief, okay. They exiled him to Turok? Okay, well, I don't know. Let's just get a swamp and see what they take. They could reanimate the Grief, but I could kill that. And I have 2 fine 2-mana plays here, so... Sure. Oh, they get to get 2 cards. That's a sick combo. I've never seen anybody do that before. Alright. I mean, it's in there for a reason. That is awesome. If they take the Flame Slash, they probably have a way to kill the Bronco. Oh, never mind. Okay, so let's go Flame Slash on the Grief. Let's go Blood Crypt and pass. I don't know if it's better or worse to like hold the Mox Pearl. Soul Ring. They got some goodies here. We'll see what happens. 2 cards left. Caustic Bronco, sure. Okay. Enters tapped unless you control 2 or fewer lands. Here's the thing. Do I want to show that? Like, do I want to show my entire hand here? I don't think it's necessary. Let's kill the Abandoned Air Temple. I mean, I don't necessarily feel ahead because they have the Bronco, but we'll see what happens here. Black-White midrange versus Rakdos midrange. There's a Swamp. 1 last card in hand. What do you have? Hard cast Overlord of the Baelmerk. Whew. All right. Yeah. I think I'm behind. I absolutely think I'm behind here. Yeah, we drew the land there. Ah, that's rough. That's brutal. All right, let's attack. I mean, that's the beauty of Cube, right? Like, you can make all kinds of stuff happen, and that's the first time I've ever been griefed channel touch the Spirit Realm, and it ended up working out really, really well for them. You know, they got, like, and now the Liliana is going to kill the Hellkite, which is one of my weaker cards. They got value off of the Overlord of the Baelmerk, and then now they're going to get 2 cards here as well. So this is just going to be simply far too much for me to come back from. Now, how can I come back from this? I don't know. Like a Glorybringer off the top, maybe. Kill the Liliana, kill the Caustic Bronco, something along those lines. I mean, even then, I don't think it's enough. This was just an excellent, excellent mid-range start here for the opponent. And, well, boom. Take that, Liliana. I wasn't prepared for the black-white mid-range matchup, I will say. You know, the Hellkite isn't terrible. It's not great, but, like, it's fine. Right? Like, there are some utility lands in the format that you should get. I don't know. Maybe the Swamp Cycling on the Troll was, like, not good. Maybe I didn't need to do that, but I don't think, like, hard casting this is, like, a path to winning anyways. Alright. I mean, whatever. We'll play it out just because this is going to be the last game here. But awesome stuff here from Hello There. I'm at 3 life. They have more recursion. Animate dead. Oh yeah, this deck's awesome. Like black-white, you don't see that often, but I mean, I really like their build, and I think they did a great job. So GG's Hello There, and another 5-3 finish. So, you know, look, honestly, given the start and the direction that we were headed, and given that I feel like we didn't necessarily get everything that we wanted, going 5-3 with this is something that I shouldn't really be too upset about, right? It's like, I went for a more proactive build, but like there's a lot of creatures that I don't love. You know, Midnight Reaper, certainly one of them. I don't love Evolved Sleeper. But outside of that, everything was mostly fine, right? But like this was, you know, kind of on the more fair end of the spectrum. There's a Magnetic Hellkite here as well. But so we had a handful of filler level cards. But again, remember, we started out this draft by taking Entomb into Gristlebrand. And it's really, really easy from that point on to just do everything you can to just go down the reanimation angle, looking for sneak attacks, looking for reanimation spells. But we didn't table any reanimation spells, and this is kind of what happens. And I think at some point we decided that this wasn't available, and then that's when we had to pivot into Rakdos. Were there other colors we could have potentially pivoted into? Yes. But if we did, we would have then had to give up even more picks because we had a smattering of black and red spells. So again, this is one of those like, not, oh my God, my deck is insane, but wow, I put together a functional deck with a solid mana curve and good removal, which can win in certain fair matchups, right? But I mean, certainly a beatable deck. Like when I build this deck, if you ask me, hey, Paul, what do you think your record is going to be? Probably, I think I would get to 4 wins. Right? And we got to 5. So we're happy with that. You know, that's like slightly overperforming what my expectations for this deck would have been, right? So yeah, I think we were able to at least salvage the draft. Given the start, we got lucky with this Mox Pearl open and we got past the Ragavan. Red was certainly somewhat open and we put together a functional deck. And sometimes, like what I'm trying to avoid when you're drafting Cube, because it's so easy, right? It's so easy to just train wreck your draft by just moving all in onto an archetype and then not getting the payoff cards. Imagine just drafting a Storm deck and you just don't get the Brain Freeze, right? Like, and so when I'm drafting Cube, like I want to try to do the fun things, but like they have to be available, right? And if they're not, you need to try to find like those 50-50 picks where it's like, okay, I could take the card that might be slightly better in Reanimator, or I can take the card that will always be good in a Rakdos deck, right? And when you have those points, decision points, and Reanimator is not clearly open, I think you should lean the other way. And that's how you protect yourself from basically spending all your gems time trying to only do broken things and failing half the time, right? Like, you don't get your combo deck all the time. Sometimes you have only one reanimation spell. Then it all falls apart, right? Sometimes you only have like 1 or 2 ways to discard big things out of your hand, right? So a lot of things have to go right to kind of make those things happen. I felt like Entomb was a powerful enough card for me to try moving in that direction because this is one of the most powerful enablers, but we didn't quite get there. That's okay. We still got 5 wins, and I hope that there is something to be learned from this video. Now, definitely not something to be learned from that first game. That was probably winnable. But yeah, that's kind of the whole, like, oops, Barrogoyf, sack my land. Like, I should have just done the Overlord, kill the Barrogoyf. Now, noting, had I killed the Barrogoyf there, I still would have had to deal with the Emperor of Bones, right? And they could have still exiled their Barrogoyf, get 1 hit with their Barrogoyf in, get something else back. I still might have been in trouble, but it was still a mistake that I made on my part. But you know what? The rust is now gone. We're 5-3. I'm ready to just grind a bunch more of these, especially because I have a 3-day trip planned. Again, I'm not going to be able to do all the early access stuff. So going to be posting a bunch of cube videos, and hopefully we can do something busted one of these days, right? I'm trying. Like, you can't say I didn't. We just didn't get there. But you know what? We still salvaged a draft, put together a good record. Maybe we can do something really powerful in tomorrow's draft video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you wanted to buy some booster boxes of Magic the Gathering product, or you wanted some singles for your constructed decks, go to TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, go to HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you're in the market for top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmat, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and much, much more, go to HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon to get 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.